Okay, so today I'm gonna be actually cutting my hair, and normally I just do this at home because like I don't see the value in spending like $60 just getting a trim when I can just do it myself. I typically do not go to the hairdresser at all unless it's like a really dramatic change. So today I'm just gonna be like giving myself just some more layers so it's easier to style, and when I curl it, it looks more voluminous and it's like bouncy, because the longer your hair grows, the flatter it is at the top. So if you can see, it's just kind of like, ew, it's got like no life. And I thought this would be a really helpful video for you guys just to kind of like see how I do it. I'll give you some tips of how I do it. Like obviously I'm no hairdresser, but it works for me. So yeah. What you'll need is these scissors, and you can get these too. I got mine off Amazon. It's really inexpensive. It's like $20 or something. So this is the normal scissor that you use just to like cut length. And then this razor one is the one that kind of helps give you layers. And also I'm going to be dyeing it. I got this hair dye because it's summer. I thought I'd go a little lighter. I think I'm going to make this a two-part video, otherwise it might be a bit too long. So let's go to my bathroom. Okay, so this video is just going to be the hair cutting portion, and I'll make part 2 the hair dye. Okay, so with my hair, it's kind of like, it's mostly one length, but there's a little bit of layer on the top. So like these pieces are a bit shorter than the ones down here. And this is because the more kind of layers you have, the more body it'll look like when you curl it, and it's also lighter. So if you use any like volumizing shampoo or like any of those texturizing sprays, you can see it more and it gives it more lift because the hair is lighter up here, and you can like push it up and it will stay up. But if you had it all one length, it's all really heavy. So yeah, that's the reason I put shorter layers towards the end. And also I need to cut some of the pieces that frame my face. Like these are a little bit too long. Usually, my nose is itchy. I just lost a sneeze. Okay, so yeah, usually I like to have it around here, and this is just because it frames my face, and then when you curl it, it's not too short where the curls are like stuck up here. So the first thing I do is you get a hair tie or a clip, and we're gonna tackle the bottom layer. So I section it off just like at the tip of the ear, just tie it at the top. So I just kind of split it in half like this. So for today, I don't really want to cut off any of my lengths, but I will cut off just tiny bit of the ends because it's a bit dry. Oh, also at home, I always cut my hair dry because it's easier to tell what it's actually going to look like in real life. Like I know when you go to the hairdresser, they always cut it wet. And that's probably because they know what they're doing, you know, they're like trained to do it that way. Alright, so I'm gonna start off by taking the normal scissors, not the grooved jagged ones. Take this in my 2 fingers like this, and then you want to make sure all the hair is nice and straight and taut. Don't go across like this unless that blunt look is what you want. So what you want to do is cut it upwards like this, across. So across. You can see it's still even, but it's not like dead straight. And I'm not cutting too much off. So now you have this piece of hair that looks like that. So if you find any like hairs that you just realized you didn't cut in place, just go over it again and just cut all the hair so that it's kind of even. Okay, now just doing that to the other side. And then you can hold these two just to get a good look at where you should stop. The same way we did last time. So you can see it's the same length, but it's not a block. And this one's still a bit longer, so I'm gonna go back. It's always better to cut less than more and then just keep going up incrementally because you can't undo what you cut off, obviously. So now if you run it through, you can see that they both end here. So that's the first one done. See? It's pretty easy, right? Take out more of your hair. Now I'm just gonna move slightly up, maybe like where the eyebrows are. let's get down to business. That's what I look like with this bun. So now I know it can be a little bit confusing because then you have like hair at different lengths now. So what you want to do is get a comb and just brush it over. We can actually split this into 3. Bring it to the front. With this front piece, I just take half of that. So run your fingers down towards the side here. You'll see that some sections and pieces of hair are shorter, and that's because we cut it already. So you'll see here that this part is shorter than this part. So we want to cut this part the same length. That's how I measure it. So now that's all the same length. And then you can put it down and move on to the other part. See, there's like all this that we cut before, and then there's this like long part. So you want to just even it out and cut anything that stands out off. So hold it to the side, bring it up to C. And then split it in 2. And then just grab this whole bit to the side and then bring it to the front. Have a look. So that's all pretty even now. And now they're all the same length. Now we're gonna start going in and kind of cutting layers into it from about the midsection. Brush it straight. Make sure the parting of your hair is where you would normally have it as well. We've cut each layer according to the previous layer that we cut. So now we want to start making it a teeny bit shorter because we want the shorter layers to give us volume. And I want the layer to start at about here. So holding that there, doing exactly the same thing, I'm gonna cut up like this. People are scared to cut their own layers because it would just look like really choppy. But if you cut it upwards like this, you have nothing to fear. So just put it down like that. And there's your shorter layer, and it should just blend naturally in. So now you want to take these jagged scissors. So these scissors, what they do is it doesn't cut across the entire hair because it's not one blade. It's like this choppy kind of, and it has little gaps in between. So this will give you layers as well. Then I'm gonna cut it like this, going down. Cut upwards as well, like that. You really don't have to be precise. This is why I like these scissors. And now there's these short pieces, longer pieces, and the longest ones. So with the back, take your hand, run it down. Don't move it when you get to about that point. Bring it to the front and just cut it. So then go and do it on the other side. I don't know if this is making sense. I really hope it does and I'm not like thoroughly confusing you guys. I want to, where was it? Around here. So first cut off some length. And then go in with the Edward Scissorhand looking razor scissors. Just little snips at a time. Don't press it down completely. So I'm just kind of like little snipping it at it. Alright, so my hair is usually in a middle parting. I want these a little bit shorter. Take that top section, run my fingers. I want it about, let's see, here. And then bring it to the front. And then I'm just gonna cut a little bit off here. And I don't want it as blunt. So I'm just gonna go down and cut it diagonally down with the razor scissors. I'm gonna take this like fringe or bang section, whatever you wanna call it, just the part that frames my face. So this part, hold it flat again, and from about just below the chin, I'm gonna slowly cut diagonally down. So what this does is gives you that natural gradient of the hair going down like that. Now we have these shorter layers that frame the face. And then it gradually gets a little longer and then it meets back up with the rest of it. So that's what you do with the front. So just make sure you want it at the same length. So this one is here. This is the old piece. Cut it diagonally down. And you're kind of pushing the scissors down as you go. It's not just like one motion. You're kind of going down with it. So keep measuring both the hairs so it's nice and even. So yes, you can tell this is by no means professional, but hey, it does the job. So that's pretty much done. I mean, you can keep like, if you want this thinner, then just keep going in and using the thinning scissors and just like cut away at it. So as you can tell, it really doesn't look like you cut anything, which is like the whole purpose of getting a trim. Every time I go to the hairdresser, well, when I used to, it would be like way too much and I'd never be happy. So yes, that is how I cut my hair. I hope you found this helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions and I'll try answer it. I know it's like kind of difficult to see. I'm sorry if you couldn't see it or if I didn't explain it as well. But yeah, that's generally what I do. So I hope you guys like this video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I'm a crazy rock lady with 9 rocks.
Are we jumping or what?
We're going to the aquarium.
Fishy, 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 fishy.